When is this thing going to start to weaken, Chris?
That's
been the big question.
That has been the million-dollar question.
It's time.
You know, kind of looking at some of our graphics to get a little bit better idea of the structure of the storm and when we should start to see. I was going to show a wind model, but even our forecast models have been almost overestimating it. Thankfully, they have been almost overestimating the intensity of the wind and the size of that maximum radius of those strong winds. So just to get an idea with the rainfall, and you can kind of judge that as you get the more intense rain bands moving through, you're also going to find some of the strongest winds. Notice even as of 7 o'clock, now look from 6:45 up to 7, the National Hurricane Center, yeah, it's still a 4,
wow.
then dropping to a 2. And we are going to find ourselves in New Orleans again through the 4 o'clock up till 7, 8. Within some of the strongest winds. So this isn't going to be a quick inundation of some of the strong winds. 8:30, 9 o'clock, finally moving. You see the center up toward Baton Rouge. So it really won't be until 10 that we kind of see that main wind field of the hurricane force winds finally starting to pull away from the city of New Orleans, and then you're looking at some of the strong winds having moved onto the North Shore and kind of continuing there into the overnight hours.
Question about this that you have paused right here because I'm looking at Slidell, and I know that they have an issue with storm surge usually after one of these things passes, and if you look at where the storm is there, that seems problematic for them.
That would be, because at this point you still have that southerly flow and that surge of water that is still getting piled up. Now, usually it's going to be the leading edge where you're going to get it worse, but it is still coming in at that point. And even for the folks along the southern coast, it is still, with that strong southerly wind, you still have that water that will be surging up. And this is going into the overnight hours now of Monday morning.
And Chris, we're watching the radar. And when do you think we'll start seeing not just the heavy winds, but the heavy rain, the possible 2, 3, 4 inches an hour?
That likely in the city will start to come. We can kind of time this out a little bit rather soon. I've been kind of talking about maybe in the next hour or so we should start to see some of the heaviest rainfall, and then kind of slowly animating this. You're still looking at kind of the core of the heavy rainfall going into later on tonight. Some of the rainfall totals around the area so far have been manageable. So far the rain has been at least as far as in the city and all of our observing stations, not terrible. We've seen almost an inch of rain at Kenner, a little more than an inch downtown, almost an inch and a half, a little more than that from Lakefront up to Slidell. So far we have been okay, but more rain is to come. And it's going to be during that 4 to maybe 8, 9 o'clock time frame that we should see really some of the heaviest of our rain, and for the city, some of the strongest winds.